Fifth Avenue.
Crazy.
Follow up?
Yeah, one more question. Do you have a distributor for the film, and are you planning any film festivals? The AFI Film Festival, LA Film Festival?
We have submitted it to LA. We'll find out in May whether that's going to happen. And then in terms of distribution, we have a commitment from a distribution company that has said they're guaranteed to put it out in a theater in New York and a theater in LA for a week this summer. In July for starters, but that's the minimum they've committed to, and then DVD and Netflix and video on demand and all that sort of stuff after that sometime in August. And basically part of the reason why we're doing this sneak preview series is to try to show the distributors that this movie really plays and deserves to be shown for a much longer period of time, and it will sort of depend on what reviews come in, what what audiences are saying during that critical week or two that it plays in New York and in LA.
Well, I'm going to set the world on fire next week. We're going to the Dubuque Film Festival. Set this movie on fire.
But it does mean you all should go on your Facebook page or Twitter, your Everything Tonight Best and Brightest.
Let's Ted, you're really good at this speech. You should
Yeah.
Come on, Ted.
Clark Metz 1, are you there?
Get me a Gatorade.
Anyway, yeah. Well, first of all, how many of you had a good time tonight?
Yeah!
We get that sense at every screening that it's a real crowd pleaser and that people really have a kind of community experience at a theater that you don't really find much nowadays. If you think about the things that come out in the mainstream, I mean, we came home from the Philadelphia Festival, and I won't name the films that were on the plane, but we looked at each other and we're like, I cannot believe this thing is on the plane, and we're trying to get our thing out. And where you guys come in is, this is all about, you're our army. And I don't mean with, you don't have to hurt anybody. But your passion, how you respond to the film, what you tell your friends, where you post it, all of these things, they have a serious impact. And this is how we're here tonight. The only advertising is Facebook, is friends. What else?
Cinefamily.
Cinefamily.
Yeah.
How about a round of applause for Cinefamily? The point is, get involved, send this around, forward the YouTube trailer link, go to our website page, which is, it's a little, best N, the letter N, okay, remember this, bestnbrightestmovie.com. Go there, sign up, put your email address. We have clipboards here, don't we, Michael?
Yes,
so you guys can sign up on, we can pass those around. At this point, we feel like we have the best comedy of 2011. And we need more people to know about it. So, this is really where, if you hold this moment, and when you go back to your job tomorrow, or you don't have a job, you're looking for one, whatever you're doing, take this and say, this is a heck of a moment. I want to share this. I want to have other people experience. And I want all these people to work more, because that's part of what happens. That's no joke. It could be a little joke. It was sort of a joke, but it's not a joke. And this is something we're all really, really proud of. It's something we did with a limited budget, but you don't see it. It's something that everybody put their heart in, and you see that. And the performances are amazing. The behind-the-scenes work is amazing. The production crew is amazing. The post-production people are amazing. Everybody just did a great job, and we're still so involved in getting this out there on a daily basis, all of us. So that's where, if you get excited about something good, and people working together and doing something that actually is positive, and entertaining at the same time, then please get on board, sign up, spread the word, and evangelize big time. So that's my tip.
The sneak preview series is continuing, and by the way, we're giving our little sales pitch here, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're winding up. We certainly want to take your guys' questions after this, but we have screenings coming up, not only in Dubuque. I mean, Dubuque is really the main one, but we've got we've got San Francisco and Seattle and Philadelphia, and DC is coming up in June, Columbus and Kansas City, and that information is going to sort of accumulate both on our website and also on our Facebook page. Like us on Facebook. And also, you don't really have to remember the website address because now in Google, we're beating David Halberstam, you know, the original Best and Brightest writer. And so now we come up first. We're very proud of that. So anyway, that's the pitch. But yeah, let's take some more.
Yeah, and if there's more questions,
please.
yes, go for it.
My mom is actually an admission director at a nasty old prep school. I was wondering, did you get your kid into kindergarten?
Josh and I both got our kids into kindergarten. Yes, but because we're still starving artists, so I think we both started out in public school.
Well, it's a miracle I got in. So.
Thank you.
It works. Yes, sir.
Where did you come up with the idea to have Peter Serafinowicz play an American character?
Peter Serafinowicz played Clark. He's a British comedian, the part was we originally conceived it as more of a Jack Black kind of character, like crazy and wild and slovenly and everything. And you know, Jack Black said no, or maybe we didn't even send it to Jack Black. I can't remember.
No, he said no.
He said no. Bonnie tried to get him, we were thinking about a number of people. And we actually started hearing about Peter. I think Josh maybe found him on YouTube. Peter had his own show on British TV for 2 seasons. He's an incredible comedian and mimic and impressionist. It just, you know, we were amazed by this guy's comic abilities. And so we sent the script over to him, and I think he was managed by somebody here in the States. And managed to get to him. The fact that it would be a British comedian, you know, I think Josh maybe asked him once on the phone or something like that, do you have any problem with the American accent? And he said, you know, no, not at all. And the first day on set, it was interesting. I was there the first day Peter shot, and the first few takes, Josh and I were kind of looking at each other, a little nervous, because the conception of the part, a little bit different than what we had been thinking of, this sort of wild, crazy Jack Black sort of thing. But he made that kind of sardonic, laconic, you know, I'm richer than all of you guys and I can do whatever the hell I want. And he absolutely made it work. And, you know, an hour in, Josh and I were absolutely sold. So we consider him, you know, again, like with Bonnie and Kate and Amy Sedaris and Hodgman and McDonald and Neil. I mean, we just got such an amazingly comedically talented cast.
I have to say, knowing Michael and watching that process happen too, every time somebody, like, it was like this, just overjoying, like, oh wow, and this person is so perfect. I remember when Bonnie came out, I remember all of it, and it was like every moment. And for Peter, I do remember that whole, that's very different than we expected, but then it was just amazing. I think that the whole cast was that way for you, as I recall. It all just came together like, that's exactly how it was supposed to be.
That's right.
Exactly. Who else has a question?
I don't have a question. I just kind of have a statement. I was a nanny in San Francisco, and I worked for many of those families that would send their kids to interview after interview and not get into their choice schools and be waitlisted. And you guys hit so many things like right on the head. I've never laughed so hard at a movie.
Oh, good.
All my nanny friends to get it out. Like the Nanny Diaries, not the movie, but the book. I mean, it was just spot on. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, it's like that, you know, that pregnancy shot. I mean, that's based on orientations that Josh and I went to. It's like, you know, you go to an orientation and there are people who, their kids are not there and their kids are sometimes not even born yet. I mean, it's really, it's not that absurd. It really isn't.
Yes, we have a question right down here.
Well, I have a comment, and hear me out on this. I teach 3rd grade at a public school, so I found this offensive in so many ways, but I absolutely loved it.
I was just really nervous.
I remember I said I wasn't involved.
You contradict yourself.
You understand it. I mean, it's absolute absurdity.
Yeah, those type of people share that here, right? There you go. I actually have a question. Bonnie, I know that you said you were like 3 pages into it and you were dying laughing and like, holy crap. What about you, Kate? Did you read the whole script or were you sent just your part? What was your discovery?
We only read our own
Just
lines.
her lines.
I could just see it. I could see it
Yeah.
on the page. It just jumped off. And in fact, it was realized in a far better way, don't you
Yeah.
think?
That's nice to you
tonight,
guys. That's nice to
yeah,
you guys.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
made better by you guys being in it.
But that's true. Madness. I wonder if the audience has to have that sensibility.
Yeah,
I wonder how they'll respond in Dubuque. Yeah, it's totally up my alley, but I don't know if.
You know, Kate, you know what someone told me who came last night? He said he's originally from Cleveland. And I told him that we had Dubuque and Columbus screenings coming up. And this guy said, no. He said, it's going to be fantastic. He said, those cities like that, oh, you think, oh, it's, flyover country in middle America or so on. He said, I'm into the fetish scene out here, and the fetish scene back there is like way more, so much far beyond LA. So this guy seemed to think that the seamy underbelly of middle America was far worse.
Oh, I forgot about the fetish scene in Dubuque.
So I have it on good authority that it'll play out.
Great. It's gonna be great. Anyone else have any questions? No?
I got one more thing.
Okay, he's got a question.
I'm just going to get back on the publicity horse because that's kind of what I do after composing. The woman, the nanny person back there, you're a great example of what we're looking for tonight. Actually, we have some people in the lobby with video cameras. This is directly from Director Shelov, who has asked me to implore you guys to do this. We're trying to sell out Philly this weekend. It would be great to have some testimonials. If you have 10 seconds of something nice to say about the film, enthusiastically go out, record it with those people, look happy, excited, all that kind of stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys so much.